Hello everybody, Imminent Storm here, and today we're going to be starting up a new series playing Stellaris, the 4X space grand strategy game by Paradox Interactive and Paradox Development Studios. And in this series, we're going to be playing a new empire that was decided in a poll that I had of my viewers, and the option that won the poll is a kind of fantasy-themed co-dominant species empire featuring both humans and elves. Now, for co-dominant species, this actually comes from a mod that I found on the workshop that is different than the syncretic species that's built in the game. In the syncretic species that's built into the game, the secondary species is actually subservient to the dominant one. But for co-dominant, both species are on equal footing. They are co-dominant. So we are a unified, combined civilization of both these humans and elves, kind of in a, semi-fantasy environment. Now, I have been kind of trying to think about what the backstory is going to be for the civilization. I haven't entirely got it all together yet. If you guys have any suggestions about, kind of what the history of our empire would be, go ahead and make those suggestions. But let's just go over what we have. Now, the name of our civilization is the United Republic of Alar. And the starting system that we're going to be is the Shiramiria system. Now, obviously that's not the Sol system, so we're not going to be starting on Earth. I actually have like this More Star Classes mod, I think what it is, that gives some additional start options for your home systems. So the home system that I went for is this one, which is a trinary star system. Has a large central star, two smaller orbiting stars, and our home world is actually orbiting this star here, Lyracharia. And here is our home world of Alaria. It is a continental world that has a ring, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at our civilization here and our species. So, our civics, obviously the co-dominant evolution. We also have the civics of arcane societies, which studying the metaphysical is a national pastime. The vagaries of the arcane are commonly discussed at all levels of society. This rich environment of ideas spurs the imagination of researchers. So we have a plus 15% research speed for the psionics technologies. Our anomaly fail risk is minus 10%, and our research speed is up by 5%. For governing ethics, I chose egalitarian. Society that does not embrace equality between its members, where an individual can rise to any position with enough hard work, is not only deeply unfair, but ultimately counterproductive, is our opinion there. We are xenophiles, and we are spiritualists, which is what allows us to get this arcane society straight. Our ruler, Archon Estia Earon, here. Oh, she's pretty young, 27. She is an industrialist, minerals plus 10%, and reformer, monthly unity plus 10%. Oh, that's pretty nice. Because what I kind of envision here is that the humans in this society are kind of the scientists and engineers, whereas the elves are kind of more into the cultural aspects of society, art and philosophy, that sort of thing. So to reflect that in, not leaders, I want to go to species. For the elves, for the lifespan, I did not make them immortal, so I thought that might be a little too... make them a little bit too good to use over the humans, because, you prefer to not have to replace your leaders constantly. But they are venerable, so they have an additional 80 years of lifespan, so they have like twice the lifespan of the humans right now. They are natural sociologists, so they have an increased society research output. They kind of reflect that whole more cultural bent to the elves. But they are sedentary, so they don't tend to like to migrate much. And they're non-adaptive, so they, won't... It'll be harder for them to migrate to different environments. So for the humans, they are intelligent, so they get the additional engineering and physics output. They're also pretty good at society research, because again, because kind of influenced by the elves, but the elves are still better. They are quick learners, so they gain experience faster, but they're wasteful, so they can use up more consumer goods. Alright. Also, as you may notice here, that we do have a custom ship set, which is from the Elves of Stellaris mod, as well as the portraits for the elves that we have is from the Elves of Stellaris mod. So I guess we can take a closer look in our ship designer. So this is our Eleni class corvette. And then we have our construction ship. Our colony ship. Our science ship. They're very nice looking models, man. And transports, and well, doesn't look like there is a custom defense platform yet, but that's fine. I don't tend to use defense stations too much. Alright, you may also notice here that we have some additional mods for our spacecraft. I have this new behavior mod, which allows us to have a much more specifically defined behavior for our ships. To, charge in, do they stand back at certain ranges to fire? Do they engage in flanking maneuvers? That kind of stuff. So, I mean, right now we're using mass drivers. We're using solid projectile weapons. Range is at 45, so I mean we could have them stand back, but I think we're just going to set them to charge. Just charge in and blast away. Let's go ahead and save that. And the other thing is we have the ship power station. So basically, it's a mod that says, well, you're going to build a ship. There's no way you're ever going to build a ship that doesn't have a power plant on it. So the power plant is just a built-in part of the ship. You can put in additional power plants if you need them, but all ships start with a basic power generator, except for the civilian ships. That's the only difference. Alright, so I think what we can do is we apparently start with 2 fleets. Let's go ahead and merge them and then tell them to upgrade, because we need to replace their computers or upgrade the software to the new behavior. Science ship, we're going to want you to go ahead and start surveying the system. And for research, let's grab the solar panels. Oh, monthly influence, we definitely want that as early as possible. And army damage and minerals plus 5%. Yes. Okay, so I think we can go ahead and unpause it. Keep it at normal speed for now. Oh, rogue planets. This is from the More Star Classes mod. I guess we'll just pick 30 for now. I'm not exactly sure how the rogue planets work. I have to look into that.
Ships upgraded.
Alright. So, as you can see, we are using hyperlanes. So our species will be using hyperlanes. And also, I decided that for this series, I was going to limit FTL travel to only a single option for all civilizations. At least all normal ones. I'm not sure what the Fallen Empires do, if they still have jump drives or not. They might. So all species will be using hyperlanes only. So there's only one method of bypassing the speed of light, and that is by using hyperlanes. So what that is going to do, that's going to let us have a kind of a better strategic idea about how everybody's going to be moving around the map. So in a spiral galaxy, these little bridges between the spiral arms are going to become very, very important strategic regions. So we're definitely going to make sure that we control these areas as much as possible. Oh, there's really 20 power on that star? I'll go ahead and take care of that. Let's take a look at our surface. We actually have some tile blockers here that we can't clear on our home world. That's interesting. Mountain ranges. I think we'll want to clear... Huh. Well, this is interesting. Energy credits and research. So what that could do is we'll probably build power plants on these first, but as we expand and our power generation comes up, actually with this 20 power off of our home star, we might not need the power plants right away. The research might actually be better. Let's go ahead and clear these tile blockers. Oh, might as well just set them all up to clear. Oh. As many as we can, anyway. Kick it up the fast speed. And what I think we're going to do is we're going to take our military fleet here. And I'm going to send them on a bit of a scouting run. I want them to come out to... Definitely up to here. Swing over there. Swing down to here. And then come home. So we're gonna send them on a bit of a scouting mission. To do some initial scans of...
Construction complete.
Alright, construction's done. Initial scans of our local neighborhood. We encountered some form of alien vessels already. Alpha aliens. The United Republic of Alar has finally encountered fellow wanderers among the stars. Despite their intentions being unknown and potentially even hostile, the atmosphere on Alaria following the report from our contact fleet can best be described as rapturous. They look like ancient mining drones, but we'll have to confirm. Investigate the alpha aliens. Now, you may have noticed that it looks like that all of our leaders at the moment are humans. I think that's just kind of the way I set the civilization up. But we can actually recruit elves to these positions. So... we have encountered some form of aliens in the Oxymon system. Beta aliens. Alright, let's go give them a look. Void clouds. Alright. Let's give them some research. Alright, construction ship. Keep building mining stations. Oh, it looks like that station is actually inside this star. I think it's probably because this star is like a little bit bigger than than normal from that other mod. So we have a lot of minerals to play with. We also have some influence. Hostile fleets present. Wow, we got... Got a lot of hostile stuff kicking around here. Really? Habitable World Survey. We know that without a doubt that the thriving biosphere is not something unique to Alaria. Both the scientific community and the Republic at large are eager to learn more about the various forms of alien life found throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalog the life forms we encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists have urged us to focus our planetary survey efforts on habitable, life-bearing worlds. Yeah, we'll go for that. And I think I want another science ship. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Actually engaging? Oh my goodness. They're not going to survive this. Come on, get out of there, get out of there. Ooh. Holy cow. Well, that's why I sent the military ships out to do the initial scouting. So it looks like that we are in for some work that we're going to have to do.
Construction complete.
Alright, Spaceport has finished its construction queue. Leader has gained a level. Alright, so we need a new leader. Which, what do we have available here? Anomaly discovery chance. Expertise computing. I think we'll probably go with you for that anomaly discovery chance. Alright, so let's go ahead and survey a nearby system.
Construction complete.
Ancient mining drones. Reports of deep space drones in certain systems have been investigated. The drones appear to be workers and custodians of an autonomous orbital mining operation established millennia ago and then soon abandoned by all but the drones themselves. Judging by the state of the processing equipment, the drones possess powerful mining lasers and make obviously threatening, if not outright hostile, overtures toward human vessels when approached, like blowing up a few of my ships, for example. They may only be old drones, but they should be kept under close watch by the United Republic of Alar. Establish a listening post. Let's establish a listening post. It costs 16 months worth of... Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Survey complete.
Alright, we've successfully surveyed our home system, so I want you to head off and begin surveying the local area. Only 2 ships survived and both just barely. Alright, so we need...
Tile cleared.
To probably pump out as many Corvettes as we can. Now that is going to hurt our mineral production quite a bit. Or our mineral reserves. But given the military situation that we're in, it's kind of necessary. Oh, that's animated. Fexklanga civilization encountered. We have detected the presence of an alien civilization on a Hydrex in a border star system. They appear to be an early space age, as evidenced by the many primitive satellites orbiting their homeworld. Their nation-states are on a path towards joining together in a global government. It is likely only a matter of time before they venture beyond their world and join the galactic community. We should consider building an observation post above their world to study them more closely. Interesting. We absolutely should do that. As soon as we have minerals. Oh, they actually have a space station. And they didn't notice my science ship fly by? Second Astrikos Stolos fleet has been fully repaired. Good. You guys are going to be a rally point. Make sure that you get all of the new ships.
Special project complete.
Build that observation post. Void clouds. A cloud reads the Alar report, collated from multiple sources. A cloud of luminous star stuff billowing in the dark. The report goes on to refer to the phenomenon somewhat poetically as a void cloud. It's evidence to the priesthoods of the United Republic of Alar that these clouds are heralds animated by some higher will. Exactly who or what this will belongs is the subject of heated debate, and is likely to remain so for the foreseeable future, such time as the void cloud's true nature can be ascertained. It would perhaps be prudent to treat the immense power evident in its roiling motion with some caution. Is that roiling or rolling? I think it's rolling. Conduit for the divine or not, it must be studied. 50% fail risk. Leave it be for now. I'm probably going to need another construction ship. They're pretty expensive. Can we take care of our minerals issues on the surface?
Anomaly detected. Survey
yes. Let's see, what's this? Anomaly. Massive storms are visible in the upper atmosphere of this gas giant. It might be worth the effort to study them in more detail. Yeah, go ahead. Alright, so I don't think we need as much power. But we do need those minerals. Okay, so there's some asteroids out there. Alright, pop over here. Survey that system. Well, now. Extreme storms. Lithier 6 frequently experiences massive and extremely violent storm systems in its atmosphere. Several dozen persistent storms are visible from orbit, with winds often reaching speeds in excess of 700 meters per second. The cause of these storms is not immediately apparent, as we have found nothing in the planet's climate model that would explain them. Scientists are interested in studying this anomaly. Alright, cool. This is the collapse Graham? Black hole. Typically formed as a result of the collapse of a very massive star at the end of its life cycle, black holes are extremely strong gravity fields. Prevent anything, including light, from escaping once the event horizon has been crossed.
Special project complete.
Mining drone work ethic. Okay, what's this? The drones and their tireless, endless work of extracting ever-diminishing resources from their local planetoids make for a somewhat dull but nevertheless informative subject of study. In fact, mining networks on Alar could stand to learn a thing or two about maximizing mineral extraction rates while conserving energy. Additionally, we have found the drones are not completely silent. They emit signal pings, though extremely infrequently and at a wavelength hard to isolate from background noise. If there's anyone left to receive these pings, may be a mystery for another time. Let's see, let's find out how they evaluate mining sites. Adds list of mineral-rich planetoids to the situation log. Gives access to the Droning Optimizations Edict. I think the mineral-rich planetoids might be better for us. Oh, comet sighted. A small celestial object with pronounced gaseous and particulate trails was recently observed in the Caramiria system. Its passing was uneventful. It's a good omen. Which, that is a paradox in-joke. Inside joke. Because in most paradox games, when you get a comet-sighted event, it's usually bad. Discovery, Precursor Floating City. Ooh. The science expedition team led by Proto-Lacedaemon for the science vessel URSC Poseidonios has found something remarkable. This world has several self-sustaining floating cities. The cities look a bit damaged, but otherwise still function. There are also some ruins of cities on the surface. Our scientists wonder if they used to float as well. More worlds like this to be discovered. Ancient floating cities discovered modifier, including the following effects: building cost minus 10%, building speed, unity gain. Oh, is it on the ring section?
Construction complete.
Discovery, Precursor Communication Hub. The science expedition team from the same vessel has found something remarkable. A single large spire is all that stands among the ruins of this world. It's emitting light in a beam that reaches from its center all the way up to space. Maybe this used to be a link up to a satellite grid, perhaps used for communication or monitoring. We should try to integrate it into our own systems with it. Interesting. Ring section B that looks badly damaged, but apparently has this still functioning communications hub. Discovery, Precursor City. The same science vessel has found something remarkable. Ancient city ruins belong to an unknown interstellar empire can be found on this world. Most look strangely intact. Despite our scientists' insistence, the city should have been ground to dust by time and weather long ago. And that is on this ring world section here. Through hard work and experience, Proto-Lacedaemon has developed new skills. Expertise materials trait. Oh, we have a tradition available. And I was thinking that our first tradition should probably be diplomacy. I think it's going to be one of the things we're going to want to do a lot of. And also give us the ability to form federations early. Alright, for construction. You probably should head back here and build... So, can I build the mining stations? No, not quite. Let's build this mining station then. Just take care of that. Discovery, Precursor Satellite Grid. Same scientist, same science ship. This world has hundreds of small precursor satellites and arrays circling it in very ancient orbits. Well, it's a ring world, so it's going to be a little bit different. It is not clear if they were used for communication or monitoring, but our scientists agree a lot could be learned from studying them. I wonder... I'm not sure if by default... Where was that? Precursor mechs. Alright. Legions of abandoned Titanic mechs stand across the surface of this world, waiting to be reactivated. Their thick armor and colossal bodies suggest they may have been meant primarily for defense. Amazing. Yeah, I don't know if the default...
Survey complete.
Let's actually go for the dynamic ecomorphism for the increased habitability. Diplomacy opens many doors through which information flows. Simply that by studying the methods of others, we have learned new ways of adapting to alien environments. Precursor planetary shields. Again, same thing. A giant array of shield systems is spread throughout this world. Reactivating it would probably require a lot of energy, but it could provide a safe haven for everyone. So apparently there was a shield generator. Now those are the mechs. There's the shield arrays. And a precursor energy grid. Trying to get this ring world repaired, I think, is something we're absolutely going to need to do. Alright, the science expedition from this same thing. While they were already visible from space, these vast energy grids proved quite the mystery. All around these massive energy networks are the ruins of crumbling buildings, broken roads, and not much else. It's clear a vast and powerful civilization once resided on this world, evidently because it's a ring world, and used these energy networks not only to transfer power from one city to another, but also between everything else. From street lamps to individual rooms. A surprising addition is that they seem to be used to light everything up as well, which would explain why they can be seen from orbit. What they are made of, our scientists don't know entirely. It seems to be a combination of translucent material core surrounded by a liquid layer of crystals with some form of super-resistant outer layer made from an unknown materials. Our scientists believe that there is these vast networks are powered by giant thermal plants deep within the planet's crust, or deep within the hull of the ring world. Unfortunately, the vast thermal vents these networks eventually lead to are too deep and too hot currently to explore. Okay. So that's here. Precursor energy grid, precursor communications hub.
Anomaly detected.
Sensors pick up unusual readings in the vicinity of the industrial district. Readings that are hard to explain as being close to a black hole. Okay, well go ahead and research that. So far we haven't run into anything habitable in the area that isn't protected by tons of hostile drones. Let's get ourselves an admiral. The recruitment cost. Ship hull points. We'll go with you. And I'm gonna need some more corvettes. Let's see, we can get 4 more corvettes. Actually, no wait.
Construction complete.
3 more corvettes. Then we're going to head over here and we're going to clear out these drones, I think. Because I think this is going to be a big system to try to get. Alright, we've unlocked solar panel networks. Let's grab the power plant 2s. Peddling radiation. The readings picked up in this system come, somewhat surprisingly, from the industrial district itself. As black holes go, it is fairly small, which could account for some of the unexpected radiation leaking from its event horizon. Science Officer Proto Lekademon believes that the black hole is on its way to bleeding out and will eventually disappear entirely, though it is difficult to say whether this process would complete before the heat death of the universe. Some gravitational upset in the hole's youth has rendered it, to quote the scientist, wobbly, further increasing the flow of energy from its event horizon. Alright. I think... Alright, Precursor Shipyards. Alright, surrounding this world are several ancient and powerful shipyards. Some appear to be quite damaged, while others look like they might still be functional. While no ships or resources can be detected aboard these stations, we think they might be fully autonomous systems. There are areas designed specifically for offloading vast quantities of materials in the vacuum of space. Deep within each of these vast space stations rests a powerful graviton power core, a technology not fully understood, but which appears to be the source of both the space station's power and the ability to stay in orbit for so long. Perhaps one day we can claim it for our own. Truly inspiring. Alright, let's survey the black hole itself. Alright. Let's get that second construction ship building. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and end this episode here. Been pretty interesting so far. I think we have a fairly interesting start. We got some issues that are going to cause us some trouble initially, but hopefully we can deal with them. But this precursor ring world with all this stuff on it, I think is going to be very interesting in the later stages of the game. Alright, so hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.